Season 3 of the U.S. drama starts off where Season 2 left off, with Logan Roy in a toxic power struggle with rebellious son Kendall, Jeremy Strong. With a stellar cast including Kieran Culkin as Roman and Sarah Snook as Shiv, the new season is set to be turbulent. Yet things for the Scot have already been up and down after he contracted COVID. As a diabetic, Cox was classed as high risk when the virus first started to spread. Due to this, the actor decided to take shelter in his countryside cabin home for the duration of the pandemic. The actor said, "As I'm a diabetic, I've not been engaging in anything. My wife has done wonders, she's been fantastic. She's been doing the shopping and is very meticulous about using gloves, masks and bacterial wipes. I just sit here like some kind of sacred cow. We have our 2 boys with us and they are beginning to get cabin fever. I'm not too bad, I'm quite good at being reclusive." Yet despite his best efforts, the actor found out he had already contracted the virus, at the start of the pandemic, when going for a regular blood test. Pfizer booster shot, the unexpected side effect after 3rd dose. Whilst directing a play in London, the aging actor experienced sneezing attacks but put it down to jet lag. Talking about when he found out he had the virus and survived it, he said, "I went for my usual blood tests that I have every 3 months. We live on the border of New York and Massachusetts and I went to a wonderful hospital in Massachusetts and they took my bloods and they did the COVID test. Then my doctor called me and said, 'Oh, congratulations, you've had it.' I said, 'What?' And he said, 'Yeah, you've had it and you've got the antibodies, high cholesterol, 5 signs in your legs you must address.'" Insight Pfizer booster shot, the unexpected side effect after 3rd dose, tips cancer, the tiring problem warning you may have the disease. Latest, he asked me to tell him my symptoms and I couldn't remember any symptoms. But I remember I directed a play with my wife in London in December and I remember for about 4 days I had these sneezing attacks and I was a little, I thought, jet-lagged. The doctor told me 3 of his patients also had these sneezing attacks and that is an unknown symptom of COVID. I've had a test and I have got the antibodies. I've clearly had them since December or January and I've got them still." To the actor's delight, in spite of the 4-day sneezing attack, he said he never felt anything to do with COVID. For many people it has been hard to distinguish COVID and ordinary allergies or flu. Symptoms seem to be extremely similar, which makes knowing when to self-isolate more tricky. MedicineNet provides a handy diagram explaining which signs and symptoms are connected to COVID and which to allergies. It states that signs and symptoms of COVID include fever, fatigue, body aches and pains, headache, sore throat, cough, breathing difficulties, repeated shaking, chills, loss of taste or smell, COVID toes. In comparison, signs and symptoms of allergies often include stuffy or runny nose, diarrhea, itchy eyes, conjunctivitis, headaches, sneezing, body aches and pains and a sore throat. If you or anyone you know is unsure whether they have COVID or not, it is always best to send for a PCR test. In light of his other rather more serious condition, Brian stated that it was due to his diet that he developed type 2 diabetes. He said, "I've had to struggle with my weight for most of my adult life and I believe it is those eating habits which brought on my diabetes, type 2 diabetes, which is the kind brought on by an unfortunate lifestyle." Growing up in a working-class neighborhood, the actor was practically raised on biscuits, chocolates and ice cream, but nowadays he has had to shake his bad habits. The actor added, They say that you can take the boy out of Dundee but never take Dundee out of the boy. Like most working-class Scots, my diet was dreadful: fried food, potatoes, white bread. Fruit was stolen, not bought.